Hi there, this is Matt. Perhaps you've seen some of the content or highlights from podcast interviews I've done with founders and executives and also directors in various B2B industries. You wanted to find out what's that all about. If that's the case, feel free to leave me a comment down below. We're still looking for guests. As a thank you, I will turn highlights from this conversation into clips that you can share on your profile or social media platforms you wish to express your uniqueness or maybe present your company in front of your prospects in a different angle. That's a great way to stand out, I believe, in this AI world. It's so difficult to find out whether or not you're a real human being, just like I am right now talking. Am I AI? Is it a real Matt? I don't know. Find out. That's the time we live in. It's wild here. If you want to have content that differentiates what you're currently doing, your efforts right now, happy to host you, and I look forward to hearing your story and share it also with the world. However, you might be thinking also about ways to leverage content in a different way. Maybe take it content marketing seriously. I mean, Gary Vee has been talking about it for probably 15 years now, maybe 20 years. Yet we find ourselves still thinking about whether or not we should start doing this, taking it seriously, whether or not we're too big for content marketing or too small for content marketing. I feel there is no one size fits all, but one answer is clear. It was good to start content marketing and taking it seriously the moment you started, and the second good moment is now, right? If you want to take content seriously, good way to turn, I like to call objection handling content into your engine that will warm up your prospects before they even get on a call. This system might be for you. So I wanted to share step-by-step guide on how you can implement it, how your team can implement it. This can be for your subject matter experts on your team, your leadership team, your sales team, your marketing team. A good way to differentiate your content efforts. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. I'll share my screen. I'll start by saying that your potential buyers want to hear from real people, not just typical marketing jargon that is printed by AI. Even the word jargon is, I feel, already an AI red flag word. They want to hear real stories from real people. Real human interaction is something that will help you stand out. Of course, objections happen the moment in your prospects' minds, the moment they start thinking about a solution, whether it's looking for a vendor, a manufacturer, partner, transportation partner, or renewable energy, whatever you're offering. The moment someone is looking into that solution, they have objections in their head. We can turn those objections into trust building content and be proactive with it. And the last part here is that the authority comes from your unique insights and conviction in sharing those insights, and video is a great format to do it. The rhetoric approach, fun fact here, was taught at school, was primary subject at school until 18th century. Ethos, pathos, logos. Founder content builds credibility, and founder can be replaced here with director or what executive role, whatever role you have there. Essentially, that content builds credibility because you're showing your expertise, and you have a great opportunity to do so in a way that you would normally do on a call or in person, depends on how you approach sales. Pathos, that's more related to emotions, speaking directly to your buyer's real pain point. And why we're going to find those pain points? Well, they told us on those calls that you've already had, and we'll dive into that process in just a second, right? We want to speak about that. And logos, using real objections, gives you a chance to express your logical answers to what the buyers needs to move forward. I have some tools as well that might help you with that, simplify that process for you. You want to examine at least 10 sales calls, sales conversations that you had. Could be a discovery call, the first interaction with your clients, maybe multiple calls if you had, and essentially identify patterns in customers' objections and concern, how they express it, when do they express it, at what point do they express it. And there's a tool called Fireflies. It's just one out of many tools. This is the one I like because of its interface and how easily it integrates. So it records your meetings. You can have a transcription from your meetings. You want to map out those objections somewhere, Google Docs, piece of paper, whatever works for you. Document the most frequent hesitations prospect express during the sales process. Understand your client experience. So this is a big one. I would like you to have act like a sales analyst without paying someone $100 a year for this role. Have a top view on what's happening. How did prospect find us? Or how did we find a prospect and got him into our ecosystem? What happens during the process, whether your sales cycle are extremely complex and long, or short, doesn't really matter. Try to understand what are the steps client is going through until they become a client, and maybe even beyond that. That will help you really structure the content that we're talking about here. So next, have it map out. You understand your client perspective from a client experience. You know what objections they have. What are the frequently asked questions? You can sit down and record a 45-minute interview style video addressing those objections. Do it with your team, do it with me if you want. I'm happy to elaborate on how this could work. Sit down with someone. You can use a platform called Riverside. If you're not good on camera, I recommend a tool called Udly that is used by a bunch of different corporations and bigger businesses. AI role play, where you can share your screen of an AI fictional person that will confront you with those objections, and in a pretty real way, to be honest. I love this tool, and in that way you can practice how you would how you address those objections and concerns your clients have. So again, Riverside is a cool platform. You can do it. The one I'm using, and it's easy to edit afterwards. You will sit down. It doesn't have to be 45 minutes. If you do 44 minutes or 46, all cool, but you get the gist of it. Sit down, address those 10, 15, 20, how many you have objections, address those objections, and there you go. You now have a content. What can you do with this content? There's many ways you can implement this content into your marketing and sales endeavors. First things first, you might have a newsletter that goes out once a week, once a month, bi-monthly, bi-weekly. So that's a fantastic way to educate your customers, keep them in your ecosystem, potential customers and your existing customers. Hive is a platform that makes it super easy to grow a newsletter through the referral system. So whenever you subscribe to a newsletter, it will promote 2 or 3 other newsletters that you want to partner with, so you can exchange subscribers. And it takes care of all of that, the technical aspect of it, of how difficult it is to set up a newsletter and all the technicalities of it, and also making sure the delivery is on point. From what I'm hearing, it needs to edit those newsletters. There's a difference using a newsletter and your cold outbound or warm outbound even email. The emails that you send out via newsletter are based on consent. Someone wanted to give you their email address because there's an information that they're looking for, and they hope to educate it, or whatever the reason for them is. Maybe there's a sort of lead magnet or a valuable asset that you want to distribute and share with them. You will give them this asset if they sign up, give it their email address, and otherwise it's free. That's their consent. Now, if you do any outbound form of activities, you shouldn't be sending this on a weekly basis to the same person. Another way to do it is obviously your LinkedIn. You might have YouTube, you might have Instagram channel for your business and for your personal profiles. I highly recommend having multiple people on your team post not the same content, but their own point of view, their own way to address those objections. If you have multiple people on the team showing up, showing their faces, addressing those objections, and also talking in general about your product, services, and what makes it unique, that's even better. I highly recommend doing this. On top of that, I've mentioned cold outbound. So if you do LinkedIn outbound, if you do any sort of sales activities, you can use this as sales enablement asset. You can distribute this content easily. If you upload it to YouTube, you can share a link to YouTube via your emails that you send out, or on LinkedIn. You can tag potential clients and prospects if you address something that they've expressed you. So there's many ways to use it, but overall, this allows you to really stand out in this world of AI, address common objections that your clients have before they even get on a call, and hopefully shorten your sales cycle and add a few bucks to your top line or bottom line as well. If you have any questions regarding the process, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Have a good one.